Jeff Irwin reporting for Manta Sports Media here at Ivan McGlone Field in Russell, Kentucky, here at the Russell High School for today's Eastern Kentucky Football 2021 Media Day. So let's get into interviewing a few of the teams.
It's optimism coming into 2021. Coming off our first playoff win since 2008, it's really exciting to be a part of the Boyd County Lions now. This is going into my third year, and we kind of preach hard work works, and I think our hard work is starting to pay off for us.
So, of course, this year, of course, Senate Bill 128, big hot topic, probably you hear quite a bit about that. Any seniors taking advantage of that from last year coming back to this year?
Not for us this year. We had a good group of seniors last year, and they decided to go on with their lives and their careers, and I wish them nothing but the best. We have some younger guys that stayed back, and stayed in their grade, taking a red shirt, I guess, for lack of a better term. And but we're looking to see what we got going forward now and keep building on who we are and keep working at it.
Going into this season, what was the big things that you wanted to work on across the summer passing leagues and summer practices, camps, and everything else?
Well, we're breaking in a new quarterback this year, and of course, anytime you're doing that in a passing league, you want to teach him reads and get him to see the field a little bit better. So we've been working on doing that. And a lot of just new guys playing. Most of our seniors last year were our skill positions, so we're kind of breaking in new people all around the field. They had experience last year. Doesn't mean they're inexperienced, but when they're the guy, it's a little bit different. We want them to keep working at it to be in charge this year.
Quarterback, you said new quarterback this year. What grade are they in?
It's going to be Dakota Thompson. He's a sophomore this year, and I think he's a hard-working kid. Tough, and he's probably play linebacker for us too. So he's not afraid to hit people. So we like to have somebody back here who's a tough guy.
What about in the as far as running backs and wide receivers?
Running backs, we're going to have, right now, I couldn't give you the exact starters yet. It's by committee. Jacob Mead is a tailback. Cameron Collins is a tailback, a freshman. He's going to get some reps. Jacob Barrett probably take over the fullback position for us. One of our only seniors this year, actually, is Jacob Barrett. He's doing a good job for us there. Then Josiah Thacker is another senior at wingback that will be getting some key reps along with his brother Leland Thacker. On the receiving corps, we have Josh Thornton at tight end, and he's been a 3-year starter for us, but he's going to be a junior this year, based on the laws of how 128. But I think he has a bright future at tight end. He has great hands, good possession type receiver across the middle. And then Trey Holbrook is our split end, a 6'4" guy. You'll probably talk to him in a few minutes, and he has some speed and can go win some jump balls. We're not going to be bigger than anybody. We're not going to, necessarily be faster, but we got to be quicker and we got to work harder than other people and then try to be tougher than they are. That's what our goal is, and we're going to keep working to do that.
So what about on defense? How's the defense looking up this year?
Defensively, we have a lot of new players. New faces is kind of our motto, I guess, to look at this year in a way. But defensively, our guys are hard hitters. This group that we have, and that's we want people who just play fearless. And on defense, you want people to kind of, just hit people. And we try to, like I said, I've said toughness and working hard a lot so far, but that's the truth. We have, Dakota as a quarterback, as a linebacker, and Barrett. We have a lot of defensive line. I couldn't even tell you yet, and same with the offensive line. Hate to leave those guys out, but I just don't know who's going to be starting for me there yet. We've got a huge group of linemen. Literally, I have numbers from 50 to 79. Your lineman numbers, and they're all given out. Right now, so that's a good thing that we have so many linemen out playing for us and working hard to earn a spot. But we'll just see who earns those jobs, and hopefully can be good players for us this year.
So overall, what's the primary goals for the season? You mentioned that it was the first playoff win since was it 2008. So is that in the future again, or maybe to add one more onto it, or?
You always want to keep adding one more. We're just going to focus on being the very best Boyd County we can be, and I think that really can mean a lot. Working on our character, trying to be good people. And I expect to win every football game. That's what you always do. We're going to come out there and focus on it, but just focus on maximizing who we are, being the ultimate version of ourselves. That's what we're going to try to do this year.
I've kind of played it the past 2 years on JV, and I've just been waiting to get the shot to come up and play. I'm ready.
So looking forward to increase up the passing. Did you participate on any 7-on-7 passing leagues across the summer?
Yes, we played 2 of them. One up at Huntington High, and we had one at our field last Friday, right? Yeah.
So how'd those turn out for you?
We placed pretty overall, pretty well. we didn't go all the way through the tournament or whatever, but we placed pretty high overall through the entire thing.
Your team goal or personal goals that you'd like to see for this year?
Try to replicate what we did last year and go farther throughout the playoffs, throw the ball a little bit more, get involved with everyone throughout the entire field, not just running the ball and all that.
Same thing as he just said, basically. Like, as long as we win districts, make it farther in the playoffs, and throw the ball more.
Yeah, same exact thing. We're going to beat Ashland this year. That's the main thing.
I'd just like to be able to feel comfortable being able to throw the ball in the field, get yardage.
What is the one big takeaway from last year that you would like to see go on this year?
We had a lot of young talent last year. We didn't have a big senior class, and this year that young talent gets to step up as a senior class and show and build the foundation as East Carter's a winning football team. That's my take on it. Skylar?
I think that we really built chemistry last year. I think that's one thing because of the virus and all that. We really had to come together as a team to step up and show people that we were ready to play.
I think over the past few years since our freshman year, we've kind of been building. We had a lot of good older guys ahead of us that could play. Sophomore year, we had a good class, a good senior class. I think they really helped us become better athletes. And I think this senior season is what we've all prepared ourselves for.
Yeah, last year we had a lot of team bonding time. We were never really at practice. We never got to really combine with the senior class, and they only had a few people. And then this year we have a decently large senior class, and we've played our whole lives and stuff, so I could see it working out really well, especially with our freshmen coming up. There's a lot of young talent, a lot of big guys, fast guys who like the game of football. So.
As quarterback, what is your expectations, or your, kind of goals for this year?
Oh, I have the biggest expectations. I have playoff. What we're calling it right now is ring season. We all want the same thing. We've been playing for a very long time. I know my guys, I know my O-line, and I know what they're capable of, and I feel like we can go all the way.
So which teams are y'all most looking forward to playing this year?
Ashland, West, Russell, especially West. It's just always a good game. We always love giving the crowd something to watch. Ashland and Russell, I feel like if we underdogs, it's what we're going to be called. But I feel like if we make a statement there, then we might as well make one.
So how is it playing here in northeastern Kentucky?
I think it makes us better. I think it really shows us who we are. When I think about Northeast Kentucky, I think about power football. People that like to put their head down and run. And I think this year that's what we're going to be really good at. I can't wait for it. Play Ashland. They just won the state, and I think playing them and get to show what we can do against them coming up, I think that's going to be really good for us.
I think in Eastern Kentucky, it's just altogether, this area really loves high school football. It's always fun coming out on the field Friday nights and all the people that support it. Like Skylar said, I think we're going to be a heavy run team this year, and I'm just excited. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, like he was saying, we have a really good running team this year. Some passing, but it's not going to be like my sophomore year when that was what we relied on. And our run game this year should be good. We have a lot of big guys up front, good running backs in the backfield. Our defense should be able to hold out. And I think playing really good teams like ex-state champions and runner-ups and people that should have won state for their class, I think that'll be really good for us, especially showing them what we can do.
Of course, definitely one of the big games that you've already mentioned is, of course, against West Carter, cross-county rivals. So your predictions on the Battle of the Barrel this year?
I don't want to jinx it or anything, but I just know it's going to be a good game. I know what West is. I know their coaching staff, and I know what our coaching staff is. And honestly, I think we'll pull through. That's my opinion on it. I won't give a prediction because I don't want to jinx it, but I think we'll pull through with the Barrel this year.
I think we match up really well, especially on the O-line. I think that our guys are just as good, if not better than them guys. And I think skill-wise, we might have the edge this year. So I'm really hoping to see that, we get the good matchups and that we can come together as a team, as a coaching staff, and really prepare well.
I think West Carter lost a lot last year, but I've never underlooked them. I don't underlook them now, but I think it's going to be a really good matchup. I think we got the edge on skill, like Skylar said, but I'm just excited for the game. I think we'll come out on top.
I have a lot of faith in our coaching staff, especially over this summer. We've been putting a lot of heavy stuff in, getting ready for all these big games, and them losing a lot and us playing against them our whole life and always being either broke even, us on top, them on top. I think it'll be close, but I think home field advantage, rival game, senior season, I think we got it.
Any other schools that you know that's out there? Of course, we know Carter County schools didn't partake in the Senate Bill 128, as well as Russell, and I think Rose Hill was the only ones in this general area. Any teams that you know that somebody's coming back that you maybe kind of had a breath of fresh air last year that it was like, oh, good, they're going to be gone. They're a senior, but now they're coming back this year. Anybody that you know out there?
I actually have no clue, but I don't have a problem with the reclassification. That is completely their choice, but just know that there's some younger guys down here. You get that extra year. You're gonna meet the younger guys that can still play, and it's gonna be a fun time. Reclassification is fine with me. I mean, I would possibly partake in that if I got the opportunity to, but I don't have any opinions on it.
I don't really think I know of anybody that I've seen that was really going to make us feel like that they give their team an advantage. I feel like every player is just another player. It's all about the team, and that's one of the things that I think we're good on, is that our team has really come together and built chemistry, and I think that's something that we'll be able to capitalize on this year.
I don't have any idea of anybody who's coming back. I just know that I don't really think it's going to make a difference, because I know not every team has, an entire senior class from last year coming back. It might be 1-2 guys, but I don't think it makes that big of a difference.
Yeah, I feel like if there was a kid that really stood out, we would have heard about him by now, especially if he's on our roster coming back as a 5th year. But if I haven't heard anything, then I'm not super concerned.
Okay, so I mentioned that that you're coming back off of the Senate Bill 128 reclassification on there. How many other players did you have that's coming back this year?
There is one other senior that done it, and then we have a sophomore from last year who reclassified, and he's a sophomore again, and then we have a junior that done it.
Okay, so working with last year's team, what was some of the highlights of your season last year?
Obviously, winning district for the 2nd year in a row, that was huge. And then a huge win over Mason County at home.
And so what is some of the things that you did last year that you would like to take over into this year?
Just going out there, playing hard, winning football games. Last year I felt like we let too many games just slip away from us, like the East Carter game. So easily could have had that one. We just let Russell get, just kill us. Russell absolutely killed us last year. And then, so this year, just more dedication, more heart, just going out there every play, giving it your all.
What would you like to improve upon this year based from compared to last year?
Just be a team player, do what's told of me, and just have the ability to win ball games, those close games that we could easily win if we just stayed in it and just, keep trying. Don't give up.
On the offensive side, I want to be able to let my playmakers go to work, get the ball out there. We got 2 6'4" receivers, they're brothers. It's Logan Pinkley and Landin Johnson. Got Levi here, who's fast as could be, Caleb Igo, who's got some speed, Austin Trent, who's as strong as could be. So I just want to get it out there to the playmakers, let them go to work.
I'd like to improve on my leading ability as an offensive leader on the line and defensive leader on the D-line. And on the defensive side, I'd like to use my hands more and try to get past on the line and get more sacks.
How do you feel about your O-line, D-line this year?
Well, it's going to be a year, but I'm very confident in the freshmen coming in and the sophomores that coming back, got in the weight room a lot, going to improve a lot too. And just going to have to work a lot during practice and pay attention and just improve. That's our big thing.
So which teams are you looking forward to playing this year? Of course, obviously, hopefully COVID doesn't dip its toe back in the pool on there, but which teams are you chomping at the bit to be able to play?
Definitely Mason.
Yeah,
Mason and Round's 1-2.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a rematch with. Are we going to play East Carter again this year? Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be good to play East Carter again and show them that what we had last year, we can beat them every year, 100%.
I guess record wins losses coming up for this season.
I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I think we can go undefeated. Go undefeated and hopefully win a region championship this year.
Coming in from last season, what was some of your highlights coming from last season that you would like to see happen during this season?
We had a few close games last year that we would have really liked to got. We really got a win on them. But I think that this year we'll be able to come out on top of most of those games that we were real close with, and I have confidence in our team this year to, get it done.
Our defense really showed out against Montgomery and Breathitt with goal line stands and everything else. So I think this year we'll be able to double up on it and do it again.
So, which teams are you most looking forward to be playing this year?
I'm really looking forward to playing like the hometown teams like Russell and Raceland. I think those games are usually really good, and I think we'll be able to hold our own this year and get some wins against them. And I think we have a really good team this year lined up to be able to beat them.
I just think we have opportunity to finally get a win against Raceland. But give a shot with Russell. It's kind of our big rivals, so looking forward to win those games. Yeah, what he said was about right. I think we got a shot at it this year.
I think we're going to do great.
So what was the big things that y'all wanted to focus on this summer to improve for this upcoming season?
Well, really, this summer was more focused on creating a tighter bond with all the new young guys coming in. We're a very young team, and we really wanted just to create that bond where COVID last year we didn't really we didn't have team camp or anything like that, where next week we have team camp, and we're able to get that bond together that we can get to, just trust each other and, follow each other on the field and fight for each other on the field the way that we have in years past.
It's really the same thing he put on, it's just kind of involving the young guys more, bringing them up more, kind of getting tighter with all of them. Instead of just older guys, bring all young guys in because we're a young team. So. We're learning to communicate with our teammates, which helps us a lot out there on the field, being able to perform the way that we can, the best way we can to get a shot at these best around these teams.
Yeah, I think team camp's really going to help us get together and just, become a unit.
So definitely this is a tough area to play in. Of course, a lot of people, they always talk about the Northern Kentucky teams, and then you got the far Western Kentucky teams out there. But Eastern Kentucky, Northeastern Kentucky especially, they produced some championship teams. So how is it playing in this area with teams? You got Ashland that won a state championship, Paintsville won a state championship, West Carter, got into the semifinals. Russell, tough team, had a good run last year as well. So how is it playing in this area with teams like that, and how do you want to get your name in on that list as well?
It's definitely tough, but I think it's a kind of that nose to the grindstone mentality, kind of iron sharpens iron, like we get better when they get better too. So we're just kind of like keep grinding and keep trying to get better with all these teams. As they progress, we progress as well. And that's really our mentality.
I think we're the best in all of us because, there's no easy games. So every game's kind of got to compete and work and kind of got to fight for it. So there's no easy games going on. So we just got to keep our head down and keep on going. That's all we can do. Keep going hard in practice and stay together.
Yeah, well, what they said, basically. It's just hard-nosed football.
So what's y'all's predictions for this season?
I think that, I think people are doubting us definitely because we're a very, very young team. But this off season, we've bonded so much, and we're a very tight-knit brotherhood. And with the coaching staff that we have at Greenup County, I think it's one of the best around. I think they're preparing us and giving us the proper arsenal to be able to face these teams this year. And I think that we have a very great shot this year on doing something great.
I think we're shocked a lot of people this year. There's not many people having us ranked highly or watching us highly. So I feel like that's our opportunity to kind of come in and just punch everyone in the mouth.
I think we have a good shot at getting a winning season. We haven't done that in a few years, but I think this year we got a good shot at it.
I think we're just going to show up and then show out, hopefully, yeah. It's going to be good.
So personal goals that y'all have for yourselves for the season, of course, obviously, team-wise and everything, we know it's a team sport, but, what would you like to personally do out on the field this year?
Personally, I just want to get better at my position. I'm playing two new different positions this year, and I just really want to show out in those two positions, and I'm really looking forward to showing what I can do on the field and just getting it done for my team, That's what I'm excited for.
I'd like to make on the all EKC first team. Last year I was second team. I had to get the first team this year. Just get all area recognition. Just kind of little small words like that.
I just want to show out and be the best I can in what I do.
Just want to get better, is like running the ball, just run it harder this year, get a lot more yards, try to do better, something like that.
All right, any last-minute shout-outs or anything else you'd like to do to the people out in Facebook and YouTube land?
Shout out to Coach Moore, day one.
No, I think we're good.
What all have you been working on this summer to help improve your all's game this year?
We just worked on the little things that were proven weaknesses last year and just trying to improve on where we were and get the new quarterback into the system and work with him from there.
A young quarterback going to be affecting your season this year?
He's fitting in great with not only just the team, but just fitting in great with the program, and he just fits in really well.
So what was the big takeaways from last season, that you had that really you'd like to see again this year?
Got to stop the run.
Yeah, for sure. Stop the run and run it.
It's hard to win games if you don't stop the other team.
So what was the big things that you were working on this past summer? I know you mentioned was stopping the run game and everything else. But what were some other things that y'all worked on in those 2 days and 3 days?
Just worked on getting down our timing because it was different having a new quarterback. We've had the same one for 3 years, great quarterback, and now we're getting a new one, and I think we got it down now. He fits like a glove.
Defensive-wise, what's the big things that you're going to be looking for this year? You mentioned stopping the run, but things that you would really like to see defensively your team pull off and do.
Coach Lewis is always drawing up stuff in the dirt. He preaches every day just to stop the run, and he always says 11:30, which means 11 to the ball and 3 and outs. One big thing with him is effort. He wants everyone to the ball every play. He says if everyone gets the ball, they can't score.
So what's some of your all's personal goals for this year? We'll kind of go around the horn on here and just say, something that you would personally like to do this season.
Win the district, of course.
I want a ring.
want the ring, wants the championship.
I want to make it to the championship.
I want to win a state championship.
So biggest opponent that you think that you're going to be facing this season?
Paintsville Tigers, of course. Team down the road.
Absolutely. Had a great season, championship. You'd like to take their position on there. How about y'all? Biggest team that you're looking forward to facing this year?
Ashland.
Easily Paintsville.
What were some of the big changes that you really wanted to drive home this season coming off of last season?
For one, it was a little sense of normalcy, so we had to get back in the flow of going every day, getting things that, getting everybody back together in one, and basically keeping the flow of getting back from like the 2019 season to get back into the flow of the 2021.
What was the biggest thing that you wanted to improve upon from last season?
Once we got our mental state. We kind of have some mental issues with when we get tired, so we got to work through those things to keep our team together, and just basically coming together and not pointing fingers at one another, and continue to play and be your best friend out there on the field.
It looks like a strong group of seniors coming up here and everything. Who's going to be the ones that we need to be keeping our eye out for in the stands?
Absolutely, these 4 right here especially. And then we've got several guys that plays major roles for us. It's probably one of the most talented teams that we had at Round in a long time. So we I always say our first 22 is really solid. So those guys are backups to those guys is be ready to watch for too. So we got a pretty strong team all the way around.
So first game that you have going on is going to be August 20th against West Carter. Them coming off of a big season that last year. How do you feel that you're going to be faring against them in the first game of the season, first regular season game of the season?
It's a really neighboring county. Should have a great crowd there. I think with them making that great run last year, it hypes the game up a whole lot more. But we're coming off a strong season ourselves. District got to the regional and got COVID hit us, so we didn't get to actually play that game. But I think it's going to be a really good challenge for both teams.
So any returning seniors coming back from Senate Bill 128?
Yes, we have Cole Wallace, which is our running back, and then we have Arian Brown, which is our linebacker, and moving to tight end this year is the two that come back from the Senate Bill 128.
It's good to have some experienced players back out there as well. So what's the major goals for your team for this season?
Well, obviously everybody wants to be district champs. We want to get back to that regional championship game where we was at, where our school hadn't been since 1982, to give us an opportunity to get there and strive to get over the top. And everybody's dream is to be a state champion. So we've got that goal on our board to be going to Kroger Field. So you got to dream big to make it big. So that's what we're planning to do.
Absolutely, especially as you said, being cut just a little bit short last year, due to the COVID situation that was out there. It kind of makes it it leaves a bad taste in your mouth almost on there.
Oh, absolutely. That was probably one of the hardest things I have to do as a coach, is to look at these guys in the eyes and tell them our game's been canceled. Because they worked so hard last year to get to that point. We set goals to get to that point, and like I said, our school hadn't been there since 1982, and we was trying to get over that hump and at least get in that game to play in it. So yeah, it leaves a nasty taste, and I say, these guys are ready to go and get back to that point.
Absolutely. So coming back, what was your major decision on coming back in for this season?
I just thought it was what's best for myself and what was best for the team.
Anything else? So what's your personal goals for this season, coming back in as running back?
Win a district title and try to get to Kroger Field.
The move that you'll be switching, making some transition to the tight end position.
I'm just trying to have a chance to show my athletic ability a little more, and help my team put some points up on the board, and do some key blocks for this guy right here so he can make the big runs that he's used to making.
Who's going to be the number one team that you're going to be gunning for this year?
Holmes. All of them.
And so how's it going to be to contend with having such notoriety of having great teams in this area? How do you think that's going to improve you all this year?
Well, I think it's, that's the point of you're getting your community involved, getting people to follow you. Our name being in that talk is great because our football programs came a long way from 2017 to now. And a stepping stone and a process every time to where we are, but it feels great to hear our name in that talk with those type of caliber teams.
So what's your all's personal goals for the season as well?
I want to do whatever's best for the team. I want to make a state run. That's all we want. We want a championship. We want a ring.
Got to head down to Kroger Field and get the job done out there. What's your personal goals for this season?
Of course, I want to be better than I was last year, and I want to make it to Kroger Field.
So have you been participating in the 7-on-7 passing leagues throughout here, and how did that go this year?
Yes, sir, we have. It went pretty good. We started a new offense last year, and we're kind of just now getting in the flow of things, so it'll be a really different look at us this year.
It's going to be a big year.
You're going to see something that you didn't see last year.
See you soon, Olive Hill.
If your dreams aren't big enough, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
I just want our Viking fans to come out and follow us.
Ultimately, what is your team's goals for this year? Coming out, of course, like I said, had some big wins last year, some playoff wins and everything else. So what's the main goal this year?
Yeah, I think coming off our last season, we got cut a little short by Ashland, 10-7, and then they went ahead and went on state. So I think that's our main goal is to beat Ashland this year.
As a quarterback, how many years have you been quarterback?
Well, I've been every year throughout high school, and just last year I started playing on the defensive line.
So who's your primary targets that you're going to be looking toward this year?
Well, I think, of course, Brody, Mason Likens, and then Carson Patrick, and then Doug Oborn.
So what kind of seasons did you have last year out there? How did you feel about it, and what are you going to be changing for this year?
I've grown a lot more, gotten stronger. Like last year, I was more of a special teams player, didn't really get a step into the role of playing on varsity. But this year we've gotten a lot stronger and bigger and faster, so it's my opportunity this year.
The O-line, D-line usually don't get a whole lot of respect out there. Usually it's these guys over here, the quarterback and wide receivers and running backs and everything else. So from the O and D-line, how have you all improved over the summer?
Well, of course, we've lost some great people last year at the O-line, but we really have some good young players that are going to step up, and we've gotten a lot stronger and bigger, and I just feel like we're going to be pretty good.
I know that y'all participated in some 7-on-7 passing leagues this past few weeks and everything else. I think I picked up a win, if I'm not mistaken, at least in one of those. I think the one at Raceland. So how do you feel that your all's passing game is going to be this year?
I think our passing game, will be pretty strong. We got some really great young receivers. I think some of the best receivers that we have in the area is on our team, and they're younger. They'll be coming back next year, and I think they'll be pretty good.
So being one of the senior leaders on the team, how do you drive, the younger players and, as well as your other seniors that's out there?
It's just trying to keep everybody in the weight room, working hard and everything. Just work ethics, everything.
Your personal goals for the season?
Beat Raceland, beat Ashland.
Okay, we're here with Coach Daniel Barker of the West Carter Comets. So fantastic season last year. A lot of people called it the dream season. A lot of magic that happened that's out there. So what's the takeaways can we pull from that?
I think we just had a bunch of kids that believed in what we do. That was it was a long time coming. We were building off of what Coach Brown had done, and especially the last couple teams there, and then. From my first 3 years, we told kids kind of where we wanted to take the program, and I had told them that we wanted to get our program to a state championship, and I said, I don't know if we can do that in your all's career or not, but they bought into everything, and we ended up a point away from being able to play for one. So it was really cool to see the growth of those kids, because our juniors and seniors had played. Really, they'd always played. They played varsity ball since they were freshmen. So just to see their growth and their hard work pay off was really rewarding.
Of course, definitely, probably the biggest thing that a lot of people probably has on their mind, losing Latavius Klein, a senior Mr. Football candidate, Ori Perry, special teams members and everything else. How's the team looking up into filling those positions this year?
You will have to, kind of do it by committee. Anytime you lose, a first-team All-State running back, it's a pretty big loss. But we like our running backs. Cole Crampton had a lot of carries for us last year. He had a lot of carries as a freshman the year before. So he's doing a good job. We like the other guys we're giving carries to. Our receivers and tight ends are looking good and working hard. Our quarterback play this summer has been really good. I've been impressed with, really all four guys that we've had taking reps, but especially, the two that we've had, playing varsity and Eli Estep and Blake McGlone. They've done a good job. Trying to replace Ori. So, it's a team aspect. And I know, obviously we had some great players. But what we've really tried to establish is that we play team football, and even in some of the games last year where maybe Latavius didn't have 200 yards, 250 yards, whatever he was doing most weeks, I think other guys stepped up. So we're excited to see the growth of some of our players and see what they can do in a bigger role.
So, of course, last year, this field definitely has a little something special for you this year, finally being able to get Russell at Russell this year. How was that feeling after, especially the way that happened as well, that last-minute pass and everything else? Great time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a great game. I don't really think either team deserved to lose. It was just a great low-scoring defensive ball game. But to see our kids do that, for the first time to beat Russell, to beat them and have to come back to do it and have to make big plays down the stretch, that means a lot because, at West Carter we've always had a lot of respect for Russell. This is a program we've always aspired to be like. And, to get one, to get our first one and do it here means the world to all of us, especially us coaches that have played at West and have coached against Russell. And we've had some close calls in the past, but not many. So to be able to for our kids to take care of business and come from behind and win, it's a great feeling. We try to never put too much emphasis on any one game. We're very playoff oriented. But I'd be lying to you if I said that a win against Russell wasn't a big deal to people at West Carter. It was. And, I really think it's a tribute to the work that our kids have put in, but that's also a tribute to Russell as well and the program they have and the job that they do here. Because everybody in Allville knows how good a program they have here. So it was a great game, great feeling.
So how's the district looking up this year for you?
It's kind of an unknown. We know Shelby Valley will be good. They bring back a lot of good players, and they have a really good program. We didn't get to see Martin or East Ridge last year, but I know Martin County had a good team. East Ridge has got a new coach. Both of them, I think, have some players come, that underclassmen, they're moving into senior roles and things like that. I think Bath County will be improved. They gave us a pretty good game, last year for a half, and that's always been a competitive game for West Carter, so we know they do a good job there. And then Prestonsburg, I know they've been young for a couple years, but they are, they're a very well-coached program, and we have a lot of respect for them. So it'll be a tough district. Again, you're going to have to play physical football.
So taking a look at the rest of 2A out there, of course, Beechwood, the team, ended up picking up the state victory. But what other teams are out there that you're keeping your eye out for in 2A?
Well, 2A, you got a lot of great programs. We ran into Beechwood the last couple of years, so, we're always keeping an eye on them. I know Walton Verona on our side is always a contender to play late in the playoffs. Breathitt County has a great program. On the western side, it's a who's who of champions. You got Mayfield out there. You have Somerset, Danville, LCA. So there's some, there's just great football programs all over 2A. To make a deep run in the playoffs, you're going to have to beat good teams. But I think that's the way that you want it.
Absolutely. And then, of course, being here in northeastern Kentucky, with our squad that we had, making it to the semifinals, Ashland picking up a state title, Paintsville picking up a state title, and the only losses you had last year were from state title victories. How is it playing here in northeastern Kentucky?
It's good football, and we've done a couple 7-on-7s with teams around here. I think Northeast Kentucky football is in a great place. There's really good players. There's really good coaching. We all, for the most part, get along pretty well. So we're always rooting for the teams in our area whenever they're not playing us, especially when they're playing somebody that's not from here. So just to see so many teams from around here have success around the state, it gives you some pride. It's not like, well, there's only one or two good teams here and they just kind of beat up on everybody. You have to play every week. There's good football. There's a good football game in this area every week. There's multiple that, if you're a fan and you didn't have an allegiance to one team, you could find a really good ball game. So that's a tribute to really all the programs and players and coaches around here.
So what's going to be the biggest changes that you're going to be making from last year to this year?
We're just still trying to grow the program. I think we've got a template for what works for us. But I think if you're not getting better, you're getting worse, is what Coach Moore would always say whenever I coached with him. So we're always looking for ways to improve or better ways to do things. I don't think we'll look a whole lot different, schematically or anything like that. But we're always trying to do what's best for our team. I'm sure we'll start playing games and we'll tinker with things and see what helps this team best, be prepared to win.
So overall prediction for this season, where do you see your team ending up coming up in late October, hopefully going into November?
You never know till you start playing. Our goal every year is to play every game. We try to play 15. And you never know if you got a team that can do that or how your playoff path's going to look. But I just hope that by the time the playoffs roll around that we're playing our best football and we give ourselves a chance to win some playoff games.
Absolutely. We was talking about Jackson Bond. He said hoping to come back by the East Carter game. How's his rehab? Has he been able to work out with the team at all?
He's still, he's still kind of with Meredith most of the time. But he's, we finished up our team camp. He was there, the entire time, and he does what he can. But his rehab's been great. I know that they take him to Marshall some. He works with Meredith just about every day. So we've been really proud. He was one of the kids I really wasn't worried about in rehab with how much he likes to play. I knew that he would rehab well, and he's done a good job.
Any last comments or thoughts on the season? Of course, also, I guess we'll mention about your predictions for the Barrel this year. Of course, we've talked to both teams, and both of them, looking forward toward a good game.
Yeah. I can't make a prediction, but that's a big game for our kids and our coaches and our community. So we want to put our best foot forward and try to keep that thing. And that's usually the first question anybody from all of Hill or Grayson asks is who's going to win the Barrel. So it's a big deal. It's a big matter of pride. So, we want to be playing good football in week 4 and look to hopefully keep the thing.
Absolutely. Any last minute comments or anything else you'd like to address out there?
Go Comets.
All righty. Thank you, Coach Barker, and good luck on a great season.
All right, thank you.
Well, I wouldn't really call last year magic. It was just, we're a good team, and we're still a good team. So we're just going to keep improving every year, bringing new kids. Nothing's really changed. We're still going to be making it to state semifinals and hopefully win a state championship this year.
Taking a look at this field as well. So how is the feeling, as a team squad coming out here and getting the first win against a Russell football squad here at Ivan McGlone Field?
It was amazing. We knew we could compete with them, but after watching that miracle pass and we catching everybody celebrating, it just seemed like it was for real. Like everybody was excited about it.
So Jackson came across last year. I had a fantastic football season, and then, of course, in basketball season against Johnson Central, had the ACL tear. How is the injury, and how's the rehab coming along?
It's going good. I'm doing just fine, and doctors tell me that I'm going to be back better than I ever was, and I'm on pace, even a little bit ahead, so it's going good.
Awesome. Any predictions on when you'll be putting on the helmet and pads for the Comets?
East Carter.
East Carter, good game to kind of come back into and everything out there. So offensive, defensive lines usually don't get a whole lot of praise and everything, but last year, of course, every time you heard, it was, look how many yards they got, and we know that that's a whole lot and contribute to the offense and defensive line. So what have the lines been doing to improve upon, getting those holes opened up and providing some more passing protection for especially a new quarterback coming in this year?
We've just been teaching more technique. We got a couple younger guys on there, and they know our scheme pretty well, and we did pretty good.
We got an addition of a new defensive line coach this year, and he's going to really help us out with working our moves on defensive line. And when it comes to offensive linemen, we're just going to do the same thing that we did last year, add a couple new plays in, just same work, just different year.
On the wide receiver points and everything else on there, how is it? Of course, Ori Perry had a great year last year. And I believe Eli Estep is going to be the quarterback for this year. So how's the communication between the new quarterback and the receivers?
It's good. You know, we got a lot of experienced wide receivers with us. You got, you know, when Jack comes back, you have me, Jack, Caden, Sam. You got all of us that's played. But Eli's a little nervous. You know, he has to get into the role of being a varsity quarterback. But I say once he gets good, because our connection, we've been doing good at EKU in the past in the leagues. Once he gets confident, I say he'll be a really good quarterback, just as good as Dory.
Yeah. So how many passing leagues did you all participate in this summer?
3, I think, 3 or 2 or 3. I know pretty good. We went to EKU and we went 3-2. We lost we had a couple of good games, but we did good. We had 24 touchdowns. I mean, we was excited. It was good to be out there, and we just competed with bigger schools when we knew we could.
Definitely the games are you really looking forward to?
We're looking forward to all of them. We're not going to overlook anybody, but the ones that mean the most to us really be Shelby Valley. Even though we've manhandled them every time we play them, they always run their mouth. They always keep doing stuff that, you know, just bothers us. And that's one time we just like to put somebody in their place every year, and we look forward to doing that again. And can't wait to play Russell again. They think it was a fluke, and ready to prove that it wasn't a fluke. And then obviously the East Carter game.
Absolutely. Anybody else? Any other comments on games or?
Brown County.
Brown County game 1. So how do you feel taking on well, I can't say cross county, but you know, neighboring county, Round County, in game 1 of the regular season?
It's about time they played us. I mean, I'm not going to be in that game, but I mean, we've tried to schedule them like ever since I've been in high school, and they won't even return a call. And now they want to play us because they think we lost a lot of seniors, and we did. We lost a lot of people, but they forget we keep a lot of dudes. And I'm looking forward. I'm not going to be able to play in that game, but I'm looking forward to watching my boys beat up on them.
Major goals, personal goals that you'd like to have coming into the season. We'll just kind of go around the horn on here, and you know, what would you like to personally do this season?
Well, I mean, we're a team. Really, personal goals don't truly matter. I mean, really, I just look forward to win. I mean, that's it. That's about it. Personal goals, they're nothing when it comes to the team.
Yeah, it's like me. I don't have a really personal goal as a team. I just want to show everybody that we're West Carter, and that, you know, you got to put some respect on us, and that I think we're just ready to ball out this year and prove everybody wrong.
As a team, I think we're looking forward to proving that last year wasn't a fluke. Everybody think that was just a once-in-a-generation team, and it was a great team. It was our best team of all time. But we keep a lot of people, and we're ready to prove that we're not just, you know, some regular average team. Again, we're still good. And personally, for me, I'd just like to get back to 100% and back to what I was last year. And if I can do that, then we'll be all right, or I'll be all right.
Same thing.
So I seen you talking to East Carter just a little bit ago and everything. So what's your expectations this year? Do you think the Barrel's going to be staying in Olive Hill, or do you think it's going to be traveling across county?
No, the Barrel definitely stay in Olive Hill this year. I know for a fact. We're just the better team.
Yeah, that's why I think that we'll be staying. We're all confident. You know, we're all ready from last year. We'll just prove it again, I guess, and keep it.
We're definitely confident we can beat them. I don't think I've ever played against an East Carter team that I've ever been afraid of or thought that I was going to lose. I mean, they're definitely the number 1 team that we never overlook. We never try and overlook them. No matter how much we think we're better than them, we always want to come in there and give them our best game, because I don't want to give them any chance of trying to beat us, but we're definitely very confident in that game this year.
I'm extremely confident too. Like you said, I've never been scared of them, or scared to play them. They've never been anything that I've seen that's super special. You can't overlook them though.
I just want to give a shout out to the NWO created by Harley Estep.
Yeah.
We don't get the respect we deserve, and that's what we're trying to prove this year. Respect on the NWO.
Well, that's going to wrap us up from here at Ivan McGlone Field. This is Jeff the Mantis Irwin. Thank you all for tuning in for our broadcast here today. We look forward to a fantastic season. We'd like to thank every one of these teams for participating here today, and we look forward to a great 2021-2022 high school season.